Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Teflon John. Tonight's edition of the Art of Reinvention Show is a very special edition, but we're going to give you guys just a few seconds to get on, and we're going to get right into the content. I have a very special guest with me tonight, so hey, we'll just be talking. So, Kisha, how are you?
I am absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. How are you?
Wow, that's great. I'm just great. I'm doing great. And for those of you who don't know, Kisha has joined the team. She has joined the brand. She's an excellent blog writer. You have what, two blogs?
Yes, two and cranking on number three. It's coming. It's coming this
Wow,
week.
and her last one really hit home, man. Like the father daughter, father son relationship, very crazy, very crazy. Because you really hit home. So what we do
I
is we're going to
appreciate
give
that.
people maybe 10 more seconds, and we're going to get right in. We're going to get
Let's
right
do
in.
it.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by just going straight into it. So everybody, what I'm going to do is start the show now. I think you all have time to get on. So like I said, it's your boy Teflon John. This edition of the Art of Reinvention Show is called Content Creation for Creators. Yeah, we're trying to inspire, but not only inspire, we're trying to inform those people who are out there, whether you're a business, whether you're trying to build a brand. We're trying to inform you guys of what to do and how to go about content creation. Keisha's a blogger. I'm a videographer. I got it. Does a lot of videos. So what we want to do is tell you what we do. But before we do that, and Keisha's going to get right into the first point. But Keisha, go ahead and tell them a little bit about you.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. I often consider myself low me when I sit amongst the greats of yourself, Martre, and then Willie. So thank you for having me and giving me the opportunity. I'll tell you that I'm in my closet, so I feel like I'm in the booth, like Tigger in the booth. So if I get a little Beyonce, excuse me. But yes, Keisha Pollard, KP, Miss Always Amazing. I am the creator and author of my blog and my podcast, Somewhere in Between. You can find me, Keisha Pollard, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And I am enamored. I'm grateful to be here, Jonathan. Thanks for the opportunity.
Okay, Keisha. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So, what is your first point that you feel that is very important for content creators to learn?
Absolutely. So, the Jonathan asked me to come and talk about where to find inspiration for content, and the question is almost like, where can't you find it? He and I are going to try to dive in on a few points that I know I specifically focus on, or where I traditionally pull from, and then I know he's going to share as well. But my first one is life. We know that life is the best teacher, and it's full of experiences and lessons. And I would challenge anyone to go through a day and not have a moment where there's something that's inspirational, whether it's a field of dead grass and you see one colorful flower, or you see the sunrise or the sunset. Like, this life that we have been blessed to live is full of inspirational moments and inspirational points. So life is it's a gimme, right? It's almost a freebie on the bingo card. We are on a social media platform right now, so that's my next point. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube is full of inspirational topics. I will often refer to those modalities when it comes to trying to find inspirational quotes. And there's a lot of other creators, motivational speakers, inspirational speakers or talkers that are doing their thing. So you can pull from them. I will say, for all of these, be sure to give credit where credit is due. I'll say a personal experience. When I did my Chubby Girl Chronicles, I had a song in there, and YouTube was like, girl, like, no, you can't use that song. So just be mindful. That's one lesson that I had to learn. And although disappointing, because it was one of my best pieces of work that I've done thus far about my weight loss journey, it taught me, like, no, like, this is for serious. Don't be copywriting. Copyright infringement is real. And I don't have lawyers to pay. I don't know about you, Jonathan, but I don't have lawyers to pay for that.
Nah, no, I'm not ready for that yet. Yeah, I'm not ready for that yet.
So just
So
be
that
mindful. But go ahead.
great. Yeah, those are great. Those are very great points. Great points, Keisha. Now, where were you going next with that? I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, that's okay. I was just wrapping up the social media. It's everywhere. It is around us. So definitely leverage. And I would put other people into my social media life experience. Like yourself, I called out some other members of the team, but there's a lot of people who are doing it. And sometimes they might have one revelation of something, and you might listen to it or hear it and have something to add to it. So that's another form of content that you could flip. Again, shout them out. Like, hey, I know whenever I hear something from you, Jonathan, and I put it in the podcast or a blog, I'm definitely going to give credit. So we
It
have
makes
to
me feel
use each
special.
other.
Yeah, when I hear that, Keisha, it really makes me feel special. But not only that, it motivates me to actually do more. And I would like to say I find inspiration in like weird places. So just looking around. So there's
Hmm.
always content. You know what I mean? But I think the difference is people realizing that you have to share your flaws and part of your story. You know, like before,
Yes.
me and Keisha have been trying to get this thing up since 8 o'clock. That's gonna spark a lot of content for me for my story time. Like we've been really struggling with the whole technical side because I haven't used this Be Live in a while. But content is everywhere, so you got to look at it
Hmm.
from what is my perspective? How am I going to look at a lot of my situations that I'm going through in life? Am I going to go through it or am I going to grow through it? And I think
Hello.
when you choose to grow through it, then at that point, anything becomes content because why? It becomes modes of and means of inspiration to other people. Like me and Keisha just want to share some stuff that we've been through trying to build
Hmm.
content. So Keisha, so what would you say when writing your blog? What is a hurdle that you had to overcome?
That is a great question. A hurdle that I had to overcome. Um, it's so writing is different, different than this, right? This face to face, because you can see my face, and if I'm sad, or if I change the tone in my voice, my inflection can be hype. But if I want to be somber and like really belabor the point, so writing, I have to be sure that the words that I am choosing conveys the emotion that I'm feeling, but also the topics. I mean, I think writing is a little more. I am choosing to make it a little more vulnerable, so that the reader can understand where I'm coming from, and really get my perspective. And it lessens the opportunity to use generalities, right? So it's really about, you referenced my most recent blog about Daddy's Little Girl, and that was my absolute experience. But it's really finding inspiration within myself, either something I've grown through, something I need to grow through, or something that I'm growing through, right, at the same time, to share and inspire others through my writing.
So could you talk about where you found the courage? Because that's really something personal. And I think part of the problem is we live in a superficial world on social media where people just want to show their highlight reels. They want to show,
Hmm.
clips of them and their significant other. No one shows clips of the breakups. No one shows pictures of the divorce. No one shows pictures of, when things are going wrong. So could you talk about how you build the courage and why you chose to go the personal route?
Absolutely. I believe, and the Bible tells us we are overcome by our testimony. And I probably, some of the things that I've written about. So the first one was about my daughter graduating, and the struggles of getting pregnant at 13 and having a baby at 14. I might not have been able to write that 10 years ago. So it's having gone through the process and the healing. But I know that someone else, if God gave it to me, and I have been able to come out of it victoriously, I know that there's someone else who is Kisha 10 years ago, who is the chubby girl who would like to lose weight but can't understand why, who is the teenage mom whom has turned her life around, and there is no representation of her on TV, right? And if so, they're ratchet and they're rich, and I'm neither one of those. So I think that vulnerable place in me is
Uh,
what I want to share, and what I know what God has given me to share, because it's a healed place now. And sometimes, the respect with my dad, it's still a work in progress, but by sharing it and getting it out, it's an agent for healing as well.
But I really appreciated your blog because it really helped me look at some things. I don't have the best relationship with my father. You know what I'm saying? We don't really talk at all, but it kind of takes that, and it's really like you're not trying to sell us an item. You're really giving
No.
us, what I'm saying, a piece of you. And that's what content
Hmm.
creators really do. We give them a piece of us, whether it's vlogging, whether it's motivational videos, whether it's motivational speeches, what I'm saying, whether it's writing articles about other products. We're really
Hmm.
giving you our time. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
tonight, we're really taking time. So Keisha, let's take a left turn. I'm going to get into one of my tips. So let's talk about
Sure.
content scheduling and why is content scheduling so important, Keisha. So I'll let you kick that one off and then I'll chime in.
Awesome. So again, having to be able a part of this, to be a part of this group, and to sit amongst you and the others on the team, scheduling is important, because you can find yourself. I travel for work, and if I don't have what I'm planning to do already scheduled out, I will lose time trying to think about what I want to write about. So in my phone, I've recently started to capture, like when I have ideas, or when, to your point, Jonathan, when I see something that's inspiring, I write it down, and I probably have 20 things so far on the list. Either it'll be a blog or it'll be one of my podcasts. It's important to have that. to have that repository of information to access easily. Because for me, it makes the creative process a little bit easier in the moment versus, okay, I think of the topic, I got to record it, and then if you do editing and those things, it makes it easier for me. Do you find that to be the same experience? Is that how you're leveraging scheduling your content as well?
Yeah, and I think scheduling content, one thing it does, it doesn't allow you to burn out because if you're not
Mm-hmm.
going to do content every day, I think it takes the mental burnout away and it takes the physical burnout. So for example, sometimes I'll batch some of my videos. So now that I moved into my new house and I'm settled, normally I'll take a Sunday or Saturday and I'll shoot 5 videos, change my
Wow.
shirts up, and then I'll upload those videos maybe one every other day. So I'm keeping a content schedule that's comfortable for me, and I think that's something
Mm-hmm.
that's very important. Is keeping something that you can manage and maintain to where your content is fresh, where people still have a chance to miss you. And if you go live every day, or if you're putting up content every day, just make sure that it keeps you honest with keeping the
Mm-hmm.
quality. Because me, I'm a quality person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all about how it sounds. I'm all about how it looks, and which sometimes that used to keep me from not putting out content, but then that's where my phone comes in. I can do Facebook
Mm-hmm.
and Instagram stories. I can do lives, and so a lot of times I think content scheduling will actually help you because if you know, okay, I want to put out content, but I want to do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now you can come up with a theme, motivational Monday. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's up Wednesday or Fitness Friday, and you'll
Hey.
stay honest to those themes. So I think it's very important keeping you honest and then making you more brand aware too, because now all of your content represents you and your brand, and you synonymous with your brand. Because many times I think people just want to put out stuff so bad that they're not thinking about how does this affect my brand, and it's just getting my mission statement, and it's just really going
Amen.
to my
Yes.
niche. Because you see people doing anything, and I realize that different content lanes are for different, like Facebook
Mm-hmm.
stories and Instagram stories are really for anything throughout your day. So now I've pretty much narrowed down. I've separated my Instagram account. I have a fitness account and I have a motivational account. At one time, you can see my personal life on Instagram, or you can see my dogs, my wife, what I'm eating. Then
Uh-huh.
you can get motivational videos. Then you can get fitness videos. So now I've created different lanes and I've separated those because it's hard for someone to follow you if they don't know what it is that you do. So Kisha, would you like to touch anything else on that point, or would
I
you
would
like to get into one of yours?
I would just say that I was clapping and amening and passed the offering plate around when you talked about the quality and the quantity. I think that's an important call out for any creator is you want to make sure that you are putting out quality work and quality content because that's what will draw people. So going live, and this is my personal opinion, right? But going live 15 times a day and it's all like, what up, turn up. And then, okay, from the book of John, right? To your point of being all over the place, focus on the quality and make sure that, and that will help with the scheduling of your content too. I will say I have not taken the steps to separate my accounts. I think the name of my podcast and blog is somewhere in between. So you'll find me somewhere in between a rock and a hard place, a blessing and a come up, and a turn up and a turn down. So I'm aspiring to be like you. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
And I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And Keisha, what I realized is you're competing for people's attention. That's
Yes.
really what we're in. So us going live tonight, I try to do my best by scheduling the live so people can click in. But you live in a world where people are misdiagnosed with ADHD. I just think we're so used to
Mm-hmm.
being occupied that we don't know what to do when there's nothing to do. But when people are scrolling, they're either looking, and that's why you see the girls on Instagram with the revealing clothes and all that. They get a lot of likes because
Mm-hmm.
what people are competing for
Mm-hmm.
attention. So you have to realize that everything, every type of picture, every type of audio, you want to make sure it's quality because it's representing your brand. And I
Exactly.
realized that early on because when I was building my brand, Keisha, one thing I struggled with was comparing myself to other brands. Like, man, they putting up pictures every day. And once I got with a photographer and took like 25 pictures and uploaded like
Mm-hmm.
once or 2 times, sometimes 3 times within 7 days, I got more engagement off those pictures than I did if I did some rinky dink pictures on my phone every day.
Right.
Because why? It captures somebody's attention. And now, when you establish what your brand's going to look like, what your talk show or what your blog's going to look like, now you got to develop some
Mm-hmm.
consistency. And I'm not
Yes.
talking about the time that you post, but consistency on what your brand looks like, what your
Yes.
brand says, what your brand's colors are. And that's really what it's about, is just thriving and just doing something different, but not being afraid to say, hold on, let me pump the brakes. There was a guy at work, right? And I was having a hard time. I was trying to edit the podcast that me and my sister-in-law did. It was like
Mm-hmm.
an hour and some odd minutes long. And I was trying to rush it
Wow.
on. He was like, look, man, look, I've listened to your podcast. I love the audio quality. Don't rush. And that really spoke volumes to me, because in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that if I don't get it out, people are going to stop. But people are realizing what my brand is about. It's quality. And I haven't really
Yes.
put that out there. And so, Kisha, I think with your blogs, like, I noticed a huge improvement. That, man, that was awesome. And I can see you getting better and better. So what tips could you
Thank
give,
you.
Kisha, on somebody on how to get their blog, their videos or whatever? What tips can you give them on how to be consistent with that brand look?
I definitely want to encourage anyone like me, because I am, I wrote a book. It came out last year, 2018, and that was like the start. I always knew that I wanted to write, but this, like the blogging and the podcasting, kind of happened to me. I got introduced to it at work, and that interest, that professional interest, turned into personal interest. So, bottom line, initially, I would encourage anyone to just do it. Right? They'll come, and Jonathan just gave me a kudos on that. It's getting better. I have a mic that I paid $50 for. So my first step would be just get out there and start. The only way to be in business is to be in business, right? So get out there and do, and then surround yourself by people who are like-minded and are also creatives, right? And they can give you the input and the feedback. I tag people now, and I know that I'm getting tagged in different videos and podcasts that happen, and though either I can give feedback, I can give an amen, or offline, right? I wouldn't put any constructive feedback in the comments on Facebook, but I might share the audio with Lucy, or how do you say the point? Surround yourself with people who give you feedback and be open to it. As vulnerable as I am in my blog, feedback sucks
Yeah.
when it's constructive, right? But it grows. Just like with the YouTube deal, I was so disappointed. Like, oh, they took my YouTube video down because of that copyright infringement. It sucked, but it's part of the process, and it's how we get better. Growing is uncomfortable. You can't think of any time where you grew and got better and it didn't feel uncomfortable, if it was the right type of growth. So those would be I think my nuggets there would be encouragement. Just do. Surround yourself with people that'll be honest. We do need yes people, because the yeses keep us going, like the comments that people give and the likes and the hearts. But you also want to have some people whom, Jonathan for me represents the business side of this. I am new to the game. I'm a little whimsical. Like, I debated on wearing like a 49er Scully for this, because it was just one of those terrific Tuesdays for KP. So he helps to give me the structure, and my blog dates. It's due every week, and holds me accountable. So find people that'll be in your corner that will help push you to your greatness, instead of allowing you to settle in mediocrity.
Keisha, that's awesome. Now we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. This is going to be a 3-part series, maybe a 6-part series. Maybe we can come back around again,
Hey,
because I believe we'll go ahead and make
yeah, we
this a
can talk. We can
6-part
talk about
series.
book writing.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh,
And
ooh, ooh.
so
Shameless
make
plug. Shameless
sure,
plug.
yeah, look, Keisha's getting it. Keisha's killing it. And so basically, when it comes to, because I'm just going to end the video with this, is when it comes to the critics, when it comes to the likes and the comments, don't like them whether they're good or whether they're bad, because you don't want to fall in doing something when you're getting praise, and you don't want to fall in not doing something because somebody that's hiding behind some type of name on social media won't reveal themselves as talking trash. So just continue to do what you do. Continue to try to inspire and continue to try to motivate, and just be real and be self-aware. Later on this week, Thursday, we're going to have me and Martre Stevens. We're going to touch on more topics with the content creation. Next Tuesday, me and Willie Sanders are going to we're going to cover more with content creation. Then we're going to come back with me and Kisha, because we're going to make this a 6-part series to really help you content creators. Yeah, so like I said, we want to try to respect everybody's time. So Kisha, you got about 15 seconds if you want to take us out.
Oh, dope. Thanks for the opportunity. Just do it. That would be my encouragement. Just Stay in your lane. Don't try to, I'm not trying to be in Jonathan Martre's or Willie's or anybody else's lane. I am in Keisha Pollock's lane. Find your purpose. That'll fuel your passion, and stay in your lane. But just do. Just get out there and do. That's what I would leave them with.
And that's what's up. And as I always say, one love, but it's your choice to be blessed. Great job, Keisha. Great job.